I'm happy that you guys, like, immediately latched on to the title there. Yeah, so that is actually the idea for today's stream. So, we're gonna be going through a slightly modified version of another site, figuring out which Pokemon we would be willing to consume. Now, it's not just, is it edible? We're trying to figure out, like, would you actually want to eat this thing? Exactly, Jody, and that may or may not be the site that we're using right here. Starting off, I guess, with this Bulbasaur. What is Bulbasaur supposed to be exactly, right? It's like a frog plant hybrid thing. I mean, would it be like this, like eating lettuce? Because we don't really know much about like its physiology, in all honesty. I don't know, man. I'm not down for just eating straight leaf, you know, so no, I'm good. Ivysaur. I mean, it'd be the same thing. You're basically just like eating a flower. Same with Venusaur, but probably even more poisonous. Probably even more like spores. Like, I'm good. All right, so Charmander. Guy has to have some spice behind him, right? Like, I feel like he's just too small, right? Like, there wouldn't be enough meat there. Naturally spiced lizard, exactly. I don't know about Charmander. At the same time, Charmeleon wouldn't have, I mean, he does have that belly, right? There's probably some meat there. You have the boil because fire Pokemon are resistant to fire. That's a good point. But are they still resistant to fire when they no longer exist? I think Charmeleon is going to be our first consume, because I mean at this point it's just meat with like a natural spice to it, right? And like I like me some spicy food. Charizard, I don't know. It'd be really tough meat, right? Like Charizard still has some fat, but he's a lot more lean. Yeah, I don't know about Charizard. I think it's too old at that point. Spicy wings, that's a good point. That's a good point. Do we have a thickness for Charizard's wings? How thick are Charizard's wings? There's not explicit data available. Yeah, I didn't think so. He's like 5-6 feet tall. Yeah, but his wings just don't look that dense. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for the spicy wings. We got Squirtle. I think this is a pretty firm no. I mean, it's not like people don't eat turtle, but it's not something I'd be into. Wartortle, same thing. Blastoise, same thing. Caterpie, I don't see. I think most bugs for me are gonna get a heavy pass. Candy, yes. Would Caterpie probably have a lot of nutrition? Yeah, probably. I don't want to eat a bug. Metapod, definitely not. Butterfree, no. Weedle, again, we're just in bug territory. Kakuna, I don't even think you could. Beedrill, who's out here eating bees? All right, so now we get into fun territory. We have a Pidgey. You can eat a Pidgey. How big are Pidgey though? I feel like you'd want to wait for it to evolve. 4 pounds. Like you'd 100% want to wait for that Pidgey to grow up. So we're not gonna do that one. Now Pidgeotto, that's a plump boy. Like, that's a much bigger boy. I'm down to eat a Pidgeotto. Pidgeot, yeah, same. It loses some of the weight, right? It loses some of the meat, but it's still an adult at this point. Like, I'm down. All right, I don't think I'm eating rat. I'm being honest. I don't see myself wanting to eat rat. Spearow, again, probably just like too small to really consider. Oh, 4.4 pounds. Okay, a bit heavier than the Pidgey. What do you guys think? Would you guys consume a Spearow? Like, understand, this is assuming that, you know, this is life, right? Like, you don't have the same food options in the Pokemon world that you do in this world, right? You can't just go out and eat a chicken. Chickens don't exist. Hell yeah, he's like a quail. That's a good point. Okay, I'm leaning towards we eat the bird. I'm leaning towards we eat the Spearow. Yeah, I'm going for it. Fearow? Yeah, again, that's gonna be a lot more turkey-like. You're not gonna get much out of, like, the wings and stuff, I imagine, but just all belly area. The more meat, the better. Yeah, let's go for Fearow. Ekans, I know people eat snake. I feel like it's more of a survival thing. I'm not eating snake. Arbok, no. Pikachu, all right. Would you guys eat a mouse? Probably not. We gotta ask the question though. How much does Pikachu weigh? Oh, Pikachu is 13 pounds. Really? And it can lift 27 times its own body weight. If that's important to this conversation. Pikachu, but not regular. That's a good point. Yeah, original Pikachu, I'd probably be down for. Maybe they have, I can actually switch like the style here. Yeah, they don't really have, okay, I want to eat that one. I would not eat the Pokemon Center styled Pikachu. It's the rodent aspect that's throwing me off, but it does look edible. I think we're gonna lean into it. Full of electrolytes. Okay, nope, going for it. Thank you. That was the deciding comment. Look, if we're doing Pikachu, you have to, right? Sandshrew. I just don't like. I feel like it'd be hardy. I feel like Sandshrew as like a stew, right? I think it's like a stew. Sandshrew would work. Like a beef stew. I talked myself into this one real fast. I was originally thinking like, oh, I don't know, but sand stew. I did not put that one together. Sand stew is fantastic. Sand shrew stew. Yeah, just at this point, it's just for the meme. Sand slash, though. I mean, all those spiky things would have to go. That's a lot of work. But after that, it'd probably be just like sand shrew. But honestly, there's less meat on his bones. I think we pass on sand slash. I think once it evolves, once it ages too much, it stops being as edible. What even is Nidoran supposed to be? Nidoran appears to be based on a porcupine, a rabbit, mouse, or a hamster. I mean, if we're going off of like rabbit's good. I think you have to take the poison into account, right? People eat rabbit and guinea pig meat. Okay, guinea pig meat is messed up. Poisonous or venomous? It says that as it uses its horns and barbs to release poison, it makes it poisonous rather than venomous. Yeah, but you don't really have that many depictions of the word venom in Pokemon. It exists, right? Yeah, I'm thinking we avoid the poison, so all of these are just gonna be no's. Yeah. Bunch of not eats this go around. Could be one of those risky foods like blowfish. Yeah, and see, again, the question isn't can we consume, it's would we, right? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna eat a fish that's supposed to be really good tasting if the risk of death is that high and I'm putting that much trust in the person preparing it. Like, I'm good. Clefairy is thick, it's got lots of meat. That's a good point, but would it be good meat? Cotton candy? Oh, you think it would be sweet? You think it'd be like a natural, like, sweet meat? I'm really mixed on this one. I'm just leaning towards no. Like, I'm heavily leaning towards no. Like, I'm hearing good arguments for it. Does Clefairy have meat, or is it just bloated? That's a good point. We can actually look at its weight. 16 pounds, and that's only at 2 feet. Okay, that is 2 feet tall, though. I feel like it's pretty light, isn't it? You slice into Clefairy, and it's cake on the inside. I'm really stuck on this little fairy, man. You know, if we're going into a restaurant, and we just don't know, I think I'd be down. Like, if they said it was a dessert meat, we're gonna eat Clefairy. That, of course, leans into, yeah, Clefable would be the same thing. Vulpix, man, I'm just... No. Vulpix, again, I think it's just, like, too small to consider. Ninetales, though. Do we have, like, a measurement for Ninetales tails? They are 12 to 20 inches. So they're at least a foot long and can be as long as almost 2 feet. Based on like the thickness of the tail, you have to take into account some of that's a lot of, you know, the outside is going to be hair. They're going to be a bit thinner than that. One Ninetales, and that feeds a family of 9 at least. Like, at least a family of 9. They have so much hair, it would get stuck in your teeth. Well, you don't eat the hair. Tails are probably mostly fur. I doubt I can find any info on that, though. Yeah, Ninetales tails are primarily made of fur, just like the rest of its body. Yeah, okay. That's an easy pass. All right, Jigglypuff. We had the discussion about fairy types. And now we're just back to this, like, pure fairy again. I feel like if a creature can sing, is it really healthy? Is it really ethical to eat at that point? I mean, we're not really discussing ethics here. Rather, just consumability. Jigglypuff weight. Jigglypuff weighs 12 pounds. Like, we were eating birds earlier that were 4 pounds, all right? I don't think weight is going to be the problem here if it's if it's at 12 pounds. What's their height? It's 12 pounds and only 1 foot and 8 inches. That's more dense than the Clefairy. We said yes to Clefairy, and we just learned that Jigglypuff is more dense than Clefairy. I think we would be liars if we didn't just say eat. Am I wrong? That's what you have a counter argument? Its vocal cords could taste good. I don't like that phrasing. All right, well, I asked for a counter argument and I get an agreement, so we're gonna go with it. Wigglytuff, again, we're just gonna have to follow that line through. All right, Zubat, it's a bat, man. I know people eat them. It has never sounded appealing to me in any way. If someone can make an argument for a Zubat, I'm willing to hear it out, but all I'm saying, we're at 90%, 95% on do not eat right now. Zubat weighs 16 pounds at 2 feet. Wow, those are some huge bats. I don't know, man. I'm good. Same with Golbat, no. Oddish, again, like, is Oddish supposed to be like a turnip? Like, what are you supposed to be, buddy? I'm guessing it's supposed to be like an onion. Primarily based on the mythical mandrake plant. Okay. Yeah, which are known for screaming when they're pulled out of the ground. Also incorporates elements of other bulbous plants like onions and turnips. I'm leaning towards yes, and I'm not a big vegetable guy. The mythical mandrakes, were they supposed to be like something about eating them? Okay, so yeah, in folklore and legends, mandrake is depicted as a wide range of properties and uses, sometimes including consumption. It's crucial to understand that in reality, mandrakes are extremely poisonous and can be fatal if ingested in large quantities. Legends surrounding its consumption often romanticize or exaggerate its effects. And Oddish is poison, as we discussed earlier. poison might not be a good idea. Oh, it's definitely edible. I was leaning towards yes, but no. He can go in the sand shrew stew. That's a good point. That'd probably be a good combo. Like, as a seasoning, sure, but like, how, you know, the poison effects. I'm going to say no to oddish, if only because I'm not a big veggie person to begin with, but when you incorporate the fact that it could be extremely poisonous, nah. Gloom, no. Similar reasons, poison. See, you said mushroom. I'm not a big mushroom person at all. I actually hate mushrooms. I also don't think it's supposed to be mushroom at all. It's supposed to be like a giant flower, right? Yeah, it has the world's largest petals. It's based on the, oh god, no, it's based on the corpse flower. Bioplan is primarily based on, I don't know how to pronounce it, Raphthela arnold flower, also known as the corpse flower. Yeah, there is no way in hell. Yeah, it's the single largest flower in the world and emits a strong, unpleasant odor, attracting flies for pollination. So, not only is it based on this, but they even says right here in the description, has the world's largest petals, just like the corpse flower is the world's largest flower in real life. And the corpse flower's whole thing is to smell like rotting flesh and to attract flies. Would you really want to eat that? I think this is a hard pass. Yeah, never mind, hard pass. Could eat them for recreational fun. Paris, again, not into mushrooms, but Paris isn't really the mushroom at this point, right? Because the mushroom takes over Paris, but it hasn't been taken over yet. Yeah, I'm heavily thinking pass, because whatever crustacean Paris is supposed to be, it's already infected. Like, I'm good. And then at this point, it's more mushroom than, yeah, I'm good. Venonat, again, we're talking bug. It's a big bug this time, but I'm sorry, bug types for me are mostly going to be passes. A moth, Diglett. Okay, now this is where we have a lot of mystery come into play here, all right? We know it's based on a mole, but Diglett is meaty, but we don't know really, do we? Hot dog! It's juicy, let's do it. But we don't really know what's underneath, right? Like, what, we never have an answer to what's underneath Diglett, right? How much more could there be? Oh, Diglett only weighs 2 pounds. I think that's an easy pass. What? Why is Dugtrio 73 pounds? Why does 3 Digletts coming together, which should equal about 6 pounds, suddenly turn into 73? All right, well, that's an easy pass on that one. Why is this 73 pounds? A team of Diglett triplets. Yeah, it even says like a team of Diglett triplets. Shouldn't it be maybe a bit over 6 pounds? You know, they got a bit bigger. No, I'm also thinking pass on Dugtrio. I mean, if it's gonna take 3 creatures to make your meal, like, Meowth. See, people would get mad if I said yes, but to be honest, I don't think I would say yes. I don't think I'm eating a cat. Now, Persian, I'd be more willing to consume, right? Got some more meat on there. It is still a cat. Like, I'm heavily leaning no, but I'm waiting to see if we get like an argument in chat. Yeah, I'm good. All right. Now, the question of would you eat duck? I'm gonna have to be honest here. Psyduck is gonna have a lot more meat than Golduck, right? If we only had to go with one, I'm going straight for Psyduck. He's duck, I'll pass. Man, I've actually had duck growing up. Duck is fantastic. Yeah, an easy one on that one. It'd probably be moist too, right? It's a water type. Okay, Golduck is a bit more plump than I remembered in my head. I feel like this would be a weird one. Like, it has more aquatic features, right? It'd probably be a weird combination of duck and fish. Like, it'd be like parcel, like it has some of that like seafood taste to it. I'm stuck, man. Nothing of it as seasoning and ketchup can't hide. You know what, Borsu, I'm on your side. Yeah, we're eating that Golduck. That was our 15th eat. We've denied 40, all right? I'm not as much of a monster as I probably thought I was. Mankey. I don't know if I'd ever want to eat monkey, if I'm being honest. Should I go into story time this time around? I actually have a story. About not me eating monkey. My dad used to do a lot of traveling for his job. He had to work with translators and all of that. I don't remember what country he ended up in, but it was a common thing for him and his translators to mess with each other. And sometimes this messing with each other would go a little far. They went to a restaurant, and again, I can't remember what country they were in. The translator recommended a thing for him on the menu. My dad can't read the menu anyways, so it's not like he would know what's being recommended or even know what to order. On top of that, it's kind of considered like rude to not go off of recommendations from, you know, people that are native to the area, yada yada. So he ordered what the guy recommended, his translator recommended. A while later, the server comes out, and there's a monkey's head on a plate, and they bring it over to the table, and the top of the skull has been cut, and they take it off, and it was steamed monkey brain. My dad had a big thing about how he is willing to try anything from these cultures that he would visit, and that was the first time that he said he just couldn't do it. He was like, "Nope, I'm good. Like, sorry." Like, it was the first time he ever said, like, "No, like, I'm not doing this one." Yeah, that was a little messed up. Then dump it when no one's looking. So with that story in mind, no, I am not eating Mankey. I would get it to go. Primeape again, same. All right, Growlithe. Man, I'm gonna have to hard no on that one. Now, when we get a bit bigger, when we get here to Arcanine, again, do I want to eat dog? No. Would I? Like, we're just talking about, like, again, we're trying to remove ethics from the conversation, right? We're just talking about if this was considered ethically fine to eat, and it was just some Arcanine meat on a plate, like an Arcanine steak. You already said you would eat Fido. That's a good point. Fido is like a heavy exception. Like, you just gotta bake that boy for a bit, and you know, then you can throw some Arcanine meat between the Fido slices. Would I say that Arcanine is edible? Yeah, probably. Would I eat it? Probably not. I'm thinking no. I'm leaning no on the Arcanine. Poliwag. I mean, it's literally a tadpole. All right. I'm not saying that I haven't had frog legs growing up and that they weren't good. This isn't even a frog yet. No. Now, Poliwhirl, we're getting somewhere. I'm thinking Poliwrath, right? What about, I mean, how much does a Poliwhirl weigh? 44 pounds at 3'3". I mean, usually when you think of like consuming frog, it's frog legs, right? Like you fry the legs. There's not a whole lot of leg going on here. It's also not like the size of a frog. I mean, we're talking 3'3". That's a big boy. Like 44 pounds. It's a French delicacy to eat frogs. Don't they also eat snails though? Man, I'm gonna have to say yes to Poliwhirl. And of course, Poliwrath. I mean, you get the bigger leg. You know, let's look at the comparison. 119 pounds. I mean, yeah, that's an easy one. Abra's just gonna need to even consider. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We'll take a second look. Okay, Kadabra tail though, right? There could be something there. Kadabra's 4 feet tall. 124 pounds. Yeah, instead of slowpoke tail, it's Kadabra's tail. Like, I think the rest of it would just go to waste. I think most of that weight has to be in that tail right there, right? Like, I mean, he's 4 feet. He's, you know, we're talking like, what, 50, 60 pounds in the body, and then the other, like, 70 in the tail at that point? Man, I was thinking we were going to deny the entire Abra line, but nah, man, we're gonna eat Kadabra. Alakazam, no. I mean, he does come with 2 spoons, right? That'd be better for your stew. That's the only upside, that he comes with utensils for consuming. Unless you're real big into mustache. Machop, no. Machop would just be like super solid, right? Like, is Machop actually supposed to be like made out of like a stone? 3 thin rib-like stripes can be found on either side of its chest. Oh, some Machop ribs. Machop jerky makes so much sense. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna lean into Machop. I feel like at this point it'd be too much just like eating a person, right? Like, nah, I'm good. Machamp, also just too person-like for me. Bellsprout. Okay, so we're back to poisonous plants. Do you really want to eat a plant that eats bugs, right? Like, that's like a common thing with meat. You don't really want to eat, if you eat an animal that eats trash, you know, it's not really good for you. I'm thinking Bellsprout's gonna be heavily the same way. Yeah, gonna pass on Weeping Bell, gonna pass on Victory Bell. Good question here. I've had calamari once, and while I liked it, it also gave me food poisoning. Like, I didn't think I would like calamari at all. Like, I really didn't think I would like it, but I was convinced to try it, and it was actually pretty good, but then it gave me food poisoning, and I was sick for like 3 days. And just from that, I don't think I can bring myself to do it again. So, no, and no. I mean, really? You want to eat a rock? Literally a Geodude? Yeah, but like, is that just a name, or is it literally made of rock, right? Like, I assume it is. Yeah, primarily composed of rock. Well, some interpretation suggests it might have non-rock insides, like its eyes and tongue. His body is largely made of rock. So there's a chance that there's something in there, right? There's a chance that there's something, you know, you crack that open and there's like some deliciousness inside. Yeah, I think it's just a hard no. Graveler, same, even more so. Golem. Now see, there's some meat going on Golem, right? I mean, surely the rest of him is going to be just about as durable, right? Nah. All right, we got Flame Horse. I think Ponyta is a similar situation where you'd rather wait for it to evolve before you can even really make that argument. Now, Rapidash. I've made jokes for years about wanting to eat horse, and I actually like learned that horse is a legal thing to eat in the US. It's just extremely rare. I guess it's like you have to get like a special license in order to serve it, so only like a couple restaurants in the US have even bothered to get that license. But supposedly, people who have eaten horse like it. Let me look up some reviews of horse meat. Horse meat is generally considered to have a mild to slightly sweet flavor. In this case, it'd probably be pretty hot. Described as a cross between beef and venison. Man, I gotta go. I gotta go with our Rapidash. We're gonna eat that horse. Slowpoke. I mean, that just has to be good food, right? I mean, slowpoke tail, at minimum, you have to try it, right? Like, wasn't it like a crime though? Because like Team Rocket was like smuggling slowpoke tail. Incredibly slow and dopey. It takes 5 seconds for it to feel pain when under attack. So you can even like, you know, when you put it down to make the food, it won't even know. Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going yes on this one. Now, when we go to Slowbro, the tail is still there, right? If anything, it'll be more tender because it's been getting chewed into this entire time. Like it's like some pre-chewed for you. Oyster-based slowpoke tail. Oh yeah, what if you serve it inside of the oyster, right? Inside of the shelter. Like you serve the tail still inside. Like you cook it that way. Yeah, that's an easy one. Magnemite. Yeah, man, I want to eat me some screws and magnets. Magneton, obviously. Farfetch'd. Now, it does come with its own seasoning right there. I mean, this has to be a yes, right? It's literally holding the thing that you're gonna throw it in the crock pot with. It's like buying a meal kit, right? You're not just buying duck, you're buying a complete meal kit at your local grocery store. Honestly, I feel like if this was real life, you would have Farfetch'd, you'd have like it served in grocery stores, and the cheap grocery stores would sell you the leek separately, even though we know it comes with the leek. Yeah, I mean, I'm eating that duck. I don't know about this one. 84 pounds. He's a pretty big bully, 4 feet tall. I like how the sad music is playing now while we're contemplating eating the duo. Why do we have to get to the sad music at this point? I've never had an emotional attachment to this bird, but now the sad music is playing. Can we really hit that E button? Here, I'll turn it up so you guys can hear the sad music. Make sure you guys can really hear this. Oh, is it ending? I think the song's ending. Oh, wait, hold on. We're getting a bit more upbeat. I think it's telling us we have to do the duo. Yeah, I think the music is telling us we gotta eat that bird. All right, Dotrio. Again, I think it's basically the same thing. If anything, now you have a little bit more meat, you know, kind of on the legs there. Again, there's not much in the head area, but surely it weighs even more. It's probably a bigger bird ball there. Yeah, I think Kaduo is just another, Dotrio is just another easy one. All right, would you guys eat a seal? I think it's like mostly blubber. Like, I think it's an easy pass, unless again, somebody has a good argument. Okay, seal meat is generally considered very nutritious and good for you. It's lean, high in protein, and packed with vitamins and minerals. Iron, zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B12. Low fat content, making it a good option for those watching their fat intake. Yeah, let me just eat a seal real quick. Sorry guys, I'm starting my diet. Seal meat can be described as having a faint, fishy, or gamey flavor. So we'll compare it to liver or duck. Okay, liver had me out, duck has me back in. Man, the health benefits and the comparison to duck, I think I'm down for it. I mean, we already said yeah, so yep. Grimer, yeah man, 100%. I'd love to eat me a poison sludge. Somebody would, right? Like somebody would. I'm good. I mean, yeah, like it's basically just like a clam, right? Yeah, I think this is just an easy one, right? It's a very, very mixed subject. Some people love clams, some people don't. I'm okay with it. I liked it a lot growing up. I haven't had it since I was a kid, so I don't know if I'd still be into it now, but we'll throw it on the list. Cloyster. Maybe? Is that supposed to be a pearl? Or there's some meat in there, right? Like the inner ring isn't like shell, right? Like the actual guy himself. I'm leaning towards yes, right? It's just like a bigger a bigger clam. We already said yes before. We're gonna say yes here. Can you eat a ghost? You know, to be fair, we don't know. We don't know what ghost tastes like. Ectoplasm could be amazing. We don't know. At the same time, I'm not gonna be the first one to try it, just to see what happens. Can't eat the dead. That's pretty much all that we eat, though. We pretty much just eat the dead. Like, I'm not gonna be the first guy to try eating some ectoplasm. No eat. Haunter, again, same problem. Looks more edible if we were to confirm that ectoplasm, 1, was actually eatable, 2, wouldn't kill you, and 3, actually tasted good, right? Then maybe Gengar would be the way to go. But I'm good. Yep. Just more rock. Drowsy. So Drowsy's like a tapir, right? Tapirs are hunted and eaten by humans in some parts of the world. Their meat is a source of protein for indigenous communities, and they're also hunted for their hides and other parts used in medicine. They're now endangered due to overhunting and habitat loss. People smoke it, turn it into soups, stews, all it can go in the sand stew. I mean, I think the answer is just yes. Seems fatty, don't eat for endangered tapirs. Well, see, again, we're talking in the Pokemon universe, all right? If Drowsy was on the endangered species list, I'd say, yeah, the answer is no, but, you know, we don't have any reason to believe that they're endangered. All right, we're eating Drowsy. Hypno, way less going on there. Hypno is just eating a man. Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing. It's a similar argument to, like, Machamp. I'm saying no to Hypno. Krabby, I mean, come on, man. The only people who are going to say no to this are people that are allergic to shellfish. Kingler, I mean, literally just bigger crab meat. Crab is awesome. Crab is one of my favorite meals. Crab 100% going in a soup. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to throw in the sand stew, though. I think, it'd be good by himself. Yeah, again, just easy Kingler. Voltorb. You guys want to eat a metal ball? It's worse than Onyx somehow. Voltorb, easy pass. Electrode, easy pass. Execute. Now, again, I imagine a lot of you guys would say yes. And if this was a community vote, which actually, now that I think about it, that would be fun. We should probably try this again and do live polls on the stream. I think that would actually be really fun. Executed seeds. I mean, yeah, I just say they're often mistaken for eggs. My issue is that, yes, eggs are good for you. They make me vomit. My stomach rejects them if I eat egg, or if there's egg in something and it's not diluted enough with other things, I get violently ill for a few hours. So for me, eggs are an easy no-go. I mean, if they are supposed to be seeds, how big are they? Okay, they're each like a foot tall, though. A total weight of about 5 pounds. So every one of these weighs about a pound. That's one big seed. Right? I feel like it would be one of those things like you try it once, then, you know, kind of figure out if it's something that you would actually go for, right? Yeah, I'm thinking we do execute. Executor, I mean, it's just a palm tree. I don't know, are there edible things in palm trees? Am I being dumb right now? I mean, obviously palm oil is useful. I mean, obviously coconuts, dates, okay. Yeah, I don't know why I forgot about coconuts. I don't know, I'm thinking just for the coconut. Yeah, we're gonna go. Cubone, there is no way in hell. Easy pass. Marowak, I'd probably be more willing. I'm willing to hear arguments for Marowak. What is Marowak based on? Dinosaurs, cavemen, and kangaroos. They weigh 99 pounds. There is a lot going on there, at least. At this point, you're just eating someone's mom. That's every time you eat something, though. Takibone lost their mother. Oh, we're the reason why. Yes. Hitmonlee! This is just a guy. Hitmonchan! Just a guy. Would you guys eat Bruce Lee? Lick a tongue. People eat tongue. Like cow tongue. I'm not people. Look at that. I didn't even think about the tail. I was blinded from that. Let's see here. In relation to its body, its tongue is twice as long. It can stretch over 6 feet and 6 inches. Okay, it gave me the weight for a Ford F-150 Lightning. Definitely spelled Lickitung wrong there. 144 pounds within a 3 feet body. 3'11", so almost 4. Oh, it's based on a yokai. Lickitung, an type Pokemon, is primarily based on the Japanese yokai called Akaname? I'm so bad with pronouncing anything foreign. A-K-A-N-A-M-E, which translates to fifth licker. Known for licking up the grime and dirt in unclean bathrooms at night. Huh! Lickitung also shares characteristics with various lizards, including the blue-tongued skink and chameleons. Boys, I'm thinking I'm thinking we don't eat this yokai. I'm thinking we don't. I'm thinking we don't go for this one. That's a definite no for the tongue. I thought chameleon. Oh my god, heavy no. I mean, I'm happy I looked that one up. Coughing, it's a ball of poison. I mean, come on. Oh my god, I am never gonna think about Lickitung the same. Yeah, easy pass. Wheezing, easy pass. Rhyhorn, again, there might be some meat under the armor. I have my doubts. And you're downright eating coughing, really? I mean, you can just go outside your local gas station and empty out the ashtray. Its body is partly made of rock, covered in gray rocky plates. Let's go a bit more bold on this one. Does Rhyhorn have meat? Rhyhorn does not have meat in the traditional sense. It's primarily depicted as a rhinoceros-like creature covered in rocky plates. Its body is described as being made of rock instead of flesh. So yeah, literally nothing to eat there. Tastes sort of pork or chicken. Yeah, but in this case, it would just taste like rock. Like, it wouldn't taste like pork or chicken. It tastes like rock. So, no. Right on. Also, no. Alright, well, here's the one C one of those to eat. So, do we eat Chansey? It does have an egg, as previously discussed. For me, personally, I can't eat the egg. But we've eaten basically every fairy type up until this point. Oh yeah, Chansey is not fairy type. I don't know why I always think it is. What is Chansey based on? An axolotl. You know, I don't know how did they put that together. Like, these little things right here. Like, it's just a fat axolotl. 73 pounds across 3'7". I'm leaning towards yes. It's a very tentative yes. Any arguments for yes or no in chat? People are saying yes with the egg. Yeah, it's worth a try. That's what I'm thinking. Tangela. So it's literally just vines, right? Is there anything else there? So Tangela is based on tumbleweed-like massive vines. Inspired by swamp monsters. I'm just gonna say no personally. I could see people saying yes to that. Kangaskhan. All right, so now we're getting more kangaroo, right? Am I wrong? Yeah, kangaroo. Do we eat the baby too? See, that's where we get a little mixed up, right? Because I'm thinking like, yeah, kangaroo meat's supposed to be good. It does have a baby though. The question is, if a baby Kangaskhan is removed from its mother's pouch, is it going to be fine, right? Can you continue to raise it until it's edible? I'm just going to have to say no because of the baby in the armor plates. All right, so horsey. No, like, is there a good argument here? Of course, yes. Some cultures eat seahorses, primarily for medicinal purposes in traditional Chinese medicine. They're often dried and ground into powder or consumed as a whole dried specimen in tea, soup, or rice wine. So, effectively, they only eat it for medicine, and they generally dilute it heavily so you don't even taste it. I feel like there's something there, but I'm heavily leaning no. You got 17 pounds there. Yeah, not eating horsey. Cedra, I feel like it's a lot less here to actually even consider. All right, so Goldine. Yeah, I knew goldfish. Is that all that it's based on? Draws inspiration from koi. Yeah, I feel like in an actual use case, right? You'd probably just have like Goldines, almost like a koi pond, right? They just like some pets. But yeah, I mean, without the horn, it's literally just the fish. I've had swordfish before. You don't eat the sword bit. You eat the fish bit. So yeah, I'm down for Goldine. Sea King, again, same thing, bigger, more meat. Staryu, no? Like, heavily no? Again, I'm willing to hear argument. Yeah, like, I'm very much thinking no. But somebody might... I've been convinced by chat on things that I was hard no on, so I'll give it a second. Starfish are sometimes eaten in China, Japan, and... somewhere. I'm not even trying to pronounce it. They have hard, bony skin, and chemicals that make them taste bad, and or are toxic. Yeah, heavy no for me. Harmony, again. I mean, probably some value there. Yeah, right there. Some people value the core as a gem, but I'm good. Mr. Mime. Literally just eating a guy. Would you eat your local mime? If anyone says yes, I am heavily judging. What do you eat, Ash's dad? Scyther, what even are you, buddy? Praying mantis, yeah. Food source in many cultures, particularly in tropical regions, and are sometimes prepared by grilling, frying, or smoking. We got some options here. Just the fact that it's not only a bug, but a giant bug. I'm good. Jinx, again, it's just a person. Electabuzz, also very human-like. What is Electabuzz based on? A horned ogre? Would you guys eat an ogre wearing tiger skin? No, this is an easy no. I feel like this wouldn't just be spicy. I feel like it would actually be like not healthy. The duck is interesting, right? Again, we keep, there's a lot more duck-based Pokemon than I was originally originally aware of. At the same time, I'm gonna pass on Magmar. Pincer. If it fails to crush the victim in its pincers, it will swing around and toss it hard. I mean, it's just like a pinch bug, right? Like, it is a bug, and again, bugs are usually a no. Yeah, based on the stag beetle. Again, it's just another giant bug. Like, there could be something good in there, right? Crack open that shell. There could be some good protein in that. Well, so you guys are saying crunchy bug, but you don't realize, like, these things are huge. Yeah, pincers are 121 pounds. At 4'11". They're almost 5 feet tall. Kennedy, if you're still in chat, this thing is like almost your height. You guys describe them as crunchy. That's because, you know, whenever you think about eating a bug, you're thinking about, like, you can't really extract the meat from the shell. In this case, like, it wouldn't be that hard to do. Bug doesn't sound appealing even in Pokemon universe. See, I agree. I feel like there is an argument to be made here, though. Almost like crab, right? Like, you're not eating the shell. You want to be able to. I'm real 50-50 on this. I think I've convinced myself. The idea, like, the word bug, I think is throwing too many people off. I think the word bug is throwing people off. Like, I think in this context, it's a lot more like a crab or lobster, like, you know, at this kind of size. I think it'd be one of those things that you would just have to try to know, right? I'm gonna throw it in the eat list. The first bug, Tauros. I mean, Tauros is literally just a bull, right? Unless I'm dumb. Yeah, a bull or bison. I mean, that's an easy yes, right? 4 feet tall, 200 pounds. Yeah, I think Tauros is just another easy one. Tauros burgers are in. Oh, you know what? I think you're right. Oh my god. While looking that up, I pulled up a post on Reddit where somebody named a bunch of Tauros in Pokemon Go. Carl Jr., In-N-Out, Herdes, McDonald, Steak and Shake, Cookout. Like, they just have a collection of Tauros that they named after burger restaurants. Okay, again, just an easy win. Magikarp. I mean, there's almost no meat to be had there. Yeah, based on the Pokemon anime, Magikarp are primarily scales and bones, offering little sustenance. Meowth even broke a fang attempting to eat one, highlighting the hardness of their scales. Despite this, some fans and fictional recipes suggest that Magikarp can be prepared and eaten, with the meat tasting similar to salmon. But even in real life, like, carp is just like not a good fish to eat because there's so little meat there. It's probably not worth eating, but you could, right? Yeah, no. Now, Gyarados. Yeah, okay, it's Chinese dragons and sea serpents. I don't think that there's gonna be that much on him, right? Then again, he is a big boy, so not like a good, like, meat to weight ratio, but there's still gonna be a lot there that you could go for. I'm gonna say yes. It's something I'd be willing to try once again. Like, I lean more towards eat than not eat, so we're gonna go yes. Lapras. Again, morally, an instant no from me, but we're trying to keep morals out of it. Yeah, Loch Ness Monster, a reptile plesiosaur. There's not enough to go off of on what it actually is. See, the troll is making me say no. The fact that I really like Lapras is also making me say no. We're talking Loch Ness Monster, or an extinct reptile plesiosaur. And reptiles, I just don't know, man. I'm really in the middle. Like, I'm real stuck on this. I think the ice type is also throwing me off. Like, you know, whenever you, like, have meat in your freezer and it gets freezer burnt, right? Like, can you still cook it and eat it? Yeah, but it doesn't cook the same. Yeah, I'm saying no. Ditto. If Ditto transforms into, let's say, a sand stew, would it taste like sand stew? If Ditto dies while transformed, does it change back? It does not revert to its original Ditto form. Transformation is maintained until the end of battle or until the transformed Ditto is switched out. Since death is the end of battle for that specific Pokemon, it will remain in its transformed state even after fainting. So theoretically, Ditto is like the Omni meat, right? Pink slime, exactly. Yeah, that's what Pokemon McDonald's would be using for all their nuggets. Just Ditto. Ditto has theoretically failed experiments. He's probably toxic. Probably. Yeah, that's the drawback, right? Like, it's extremely unhealthy no matter what you turn it into. But it still tastes like what you turn it into. If I'm eating Grimer, I'm eating Ditto. I think there's a bit of a difference between Grimer and Ditto here, guy. I'm saying yes on Ditto. I like the idea that it's a trade-off, right? It's very unhealthy, but it can be and taste like anything you want it to. It doesn't give you the nutritional benefits, right? I like the idea of that trade-off, and with that in mind, I'm going to say eat Ditto. Now, this is where we get to the fun ones here, boys. There's so many things people argue that Eevee is. Fox, cat, dog, rabbit. I have to agree on the fur argument, but there's still going to be a decent amount of meat there with 14 pounds. It's a very small little thing. It's a foot tall, right? So yeah, for a chicken, you're talking like 20 to 27 inches. So yeah, it's smaller. Yeah, I think that's a no. Now's where we get to the real fun ones, boys. I mean, Vaporeon would just be like seafood, right? 64 pounds being 3'3". Like, this screams just fish. I'm leaning towards eat, like, very much. Ethically, no. Man, I'm gonna have to say yes. Like, it's just seafood. Jolteon, aside from being my favorite evolution, I also just don't think would be. I think a lot of electric Pokemon have just been a straight up no. Jolteon, we're looking at 54 pounds. 2'7". I need him to charge my devices. Maybe another stew Pokemon. Okay, we're back to the stew argument. I think as stew it could work. I'm not even going to continue questioning it. We're eating the Jolteon as well. Flareon. I mean, if we're doing the stew argument, right? We got gumbo right here. Porygon. No, Porygon's body is made of programming code and polygons, not organic matter. So it's just a Digimon. Porygon is essentially a virtual being composed entirely of code. But what if it's really deliciously written code? Yeah, easy no. Ammonite. It is long extinct. Could be a rare delicacy, right? How often do you get to eat an already extinct Pokemon? Snail, that's a good point. I'm not big on eating snail. Lack of meat. I see some meat there. Yeah, I would definitely like an escargot situation, and I'm definitely out on that. Omastar, some more meat going on, but again, I think it's another pass for me. Kabuto, is there an argument here either? Like, I keep wanting to just click like no immediately. I need to, you know, take my time with it. 25 pounds, 1'8". Yeah, I'm passing up on that one, and definitely passing up on Kabutops. Ooh, Aerodactyl. Okay, you guys want to eat a pterodactyl? That's the question. Like, we don't really have a good point of reference for this guy, right? If it's meaty enough, worth a try. I'm thinking the same thing. Like, I'd be down, right? The little hands do throw me off, but I'm down. Snorlax. I mean, it's a bear? Yeah. Oh god. All right. We're getting to legendaries. Articuno. I mean, it's an ice chicken. I feel like we're talking the freezer burnt situation again. I'm thinking, like, Articuno's probably gonna be a no from me, but the other two are probably gonna be yeses. Although Zapdos is real thin, though, right? Maybe if you, like, real slow cooked it, right? Maybe you could make it work, but personally, I'm gonna lean no. I mean, Zapdos does have a bit more of a belly going on. How big is this boy? He's like one of my favorite legendaries. You think I would know? 116 pounds, not as big as I thought. 5'3". There's not much in the wings here, though. I mean, all the depictions, its wings are like paper thin. Like, I think like the kind of torso is kind of the only option here. I still think it would work, right? I'm gonna say yes. And then Moltres, again, a lot of the fire Pokemon just sound like they'd be good to me. And I mean, we're looking at like a fire chicken here. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Man. Yeah, Moltres is an easy consume. Roasted chicken, yeah, it comes pre-cooked, brother. Look at that thigh meat right there. It looks kind of thinner in a lot of the other depictions, but the clean style right here, yeah, that's an easy one. You guys want to eat a sea snake? That's what it's supposed to be, right? I know it's a dragon, I know, but I'm thinking you don't really eat this till it fully evolves. Yeah, I'm really thinking no on Dratini. I'm thinking the same thing, around the same answer for Dragonair. Dragonite, though, man, like, you guys were saying earlier, like, oh, you know you'd eat some dragon. Here we go. I don't think I'd have any issue with this one. I want to see some arguments in chat, but let's look up in the meantime. Dragonite, wait. 463 pounds, 7'3". Even at 7 foot, 463 pounds, that is some density. Yeah, man, like that's gonna feed your village easy. That's our 50th meal. Mewtwo, again, we're just eating a guy. Like, I'll hear you guys out, okay? But this is more than likely gonna be an easy no from me. 269 pounds, all right. He's got some weight on him as well. 6'7". Still thinking no, though. Yeah, Mewtwo, it's a pass. And Mew, I mean, this has to be a pass, right? Let's look at the stats. Mew weighs 9 pounds. I'm gonna say no. However, Surely if you ate Mew, you would get some like superpowers, right? Or you would just die. One or the other. Either you would die or you would get some like crazy superpowers. All right, not eat. And with the original 151 out of the way, we chose to eat 50 and not eat 101. I say we, some of these I kind of overrode chat on. I do think it'd be fun to do another stream and kind of get some polls prepared so we can actually like let the community decide. I think we'll have to wait until I have like a bit more of an active chat. That'll probably have to wait until I'm actually streaming more consistently.